Namaste, welcome. Dear one, you are the self, boundless, without end. Nothing can disturb or harm you. For a while, we imagine to be a person and a body that is mortal. And our experiences in life are mixed. We experience joy, happiness, love, but also pain and suffering. All of these experiences, good and bad, are part of your awakening. And they all eventually will lead you here, to this discovery that you are the self, eternal, free, indestructible. Nothing can affect or hurt the self that you are. And everything in life is in support of your awakening. Life is meant for this. And nothing will truly satisfy you or make you happy until you find it. You are always the self. It is never distant from where you are, and nothing stands in the way. Sometimes we might feel we are unworthy or not ready yet, but this is not true. It is only a thought in the mind. And when we believe this thought, we breathe life into it. In the same way, when we turn our attention to what is real and true about ourselves, we will see that we never were alone, unworthy or lost, but always the self. It's like waking up from a long dream. Everything is consciousness. And all of manifestation inherently points to this. From the infinite space that is the universe, to the nature of our own soul. And when we realize this, all the suffering will end. All the feelings of separation, all the striving, all the fear. These things are all bound to ego, the illusion that we are a person, separate and mortal. When we come to this earth, we all are under the spell of ego and Maya. And we are conditioned to believe that it is all there is. We grow up in a world where in most parts, self-inquiry is not part of our daily life. Spirituality is optional, but we are never really exposed to it. All we learn at school and university is about the mind and the power of thought, and that nothing we cannot explain with the mind can be true. We come to believe that we all are separate individual selves, and that the only way to be happy is to boost up this self, adorn it with titles, achievements, accumulations. But this sense of self is very fragile. We have all experienced this in recent times, but in all of life, everything changes. Nothing stays forever. This is the nature of all of manifestation. And it is meant to be so. So that we start looking for that which cannot change, which will never die, never fade. Life is meant for this discovery. Sometimes it might feel like it is so difficult and that there are only a few selected people who can reach enlightenment. But this is not true. We are all the self. No one is closer to it or further away from it. In fact, we are all the same one, so there is not even any separation. All that is needed is a certain sense of openness and willingness to accept what is already yours, what you already are. In the beginning, there might be some resistance, so some effort is required to overcome this resistance. We need to make the time for self-inquiry. Somehow we have made our lives so busy to accommodate our resistance and create so many escape routes from our freedom and from what we are really looking for. We can say that it is the ego fighting for its survival because it knows that its days are counted. Somehow, we have created a society full of distractions and stimuli that take us away from the silence that we are, so that in the end we come to fear it. It takes courage to break through this cycle of conditioning and to be open to the possibility that you are worthy, ready, and that everything you need is inside of you. A lot of our time is concerned with trying to add or detract something from our lives in order to become better and more comfortable. It takes courage to look the moment in the eye as it is. Let's do this now. Let go of all the distractions, all the things you need to do during this day or should have done yesterday. Simply be in this moment. Drop all the other activities. Accept the stillness of your body and mind. Find a comfortable position. Not much is needed. Perhaps a simple shaking off of tensions and resistance. What can you perceive? Perhaps there are activities or movements around you. Let them go. Bring your attention back to this moment. Perhaps there are thoughts racing through your mind. Let them also go. You are not your thoughts. You can observe them come and go. What else is here? The body. You can also observe it sitting here. If there are tensions in the body, let them go. It is also not what you are. These are simple steps we can take to create a climate in which our seeing becomes much more clear and centered. we can shed some of the layers of conditioning and habitual ways of looking that distract us from our true seeing, our true power. Let go of everything. Be present only to this moment, preferably in a quiet space, but it is not needed. The self doesn't need a quiet space, but it helps in the beginning because conditioning is so strong and we are so easily distracted. Turn your attention again to your ability to observe your thoughts come and go. And then turn your attention to the space in which the thoughts appear. This is your awareness. Everything arises inside of this awareness. Also your emotions. They express themselves for a while and then disappear. Can anything change or affect this awareness? And what is the I in relation to this awareness? Is it a personal self? And this is where a lot of us might struggle because we fear to lose our personal sense of self and autonomy. But remember, this is only a thought, not actual experience. No one who has ever let go of ego and personal self has ever regretted it and wanted it back. It might take a while because of habit and conditioning, and we might move between self-realization and ego identification. It is all part of the process. But losing the personal self is never going to be a disappointment, because the true self is much higher than this. It has no particular location, and this is not scary, but liberating, because any particular location would be a limitation. But where is the end of this awareness? Awareness beyond the perceiving of thoughts and emotions, just by itself, beyond any object or context. Where is the end? All of life appears inside of it and only makes sense from this perspective. From the perspective of the person, there will always be some problem and dissatisfaction. But here in the awareness, what problems are here? What struggles? Nothing is apart from this awareness. And all experience in life will bring us here. It is our choice how long we want to delay this discovery and put up with the limitations and sufferings of ego and personhood. For a while, we seem to even enjoy it. But there will come the time when we grow tired and we realize it is not what we are really looking for. And this is all it takes, the mere desire for freedom. And life will present situations and people that will help you along the way. So let's take this opportunity now. Remember who you really are. consciousness, boundless, eternal, complete. Not as a mental understanding, but as direct experience. Simply by turning your attention to the place from which everything can be perceived, and then to the perceiving itself, that never-ending flow of awareness. What joy, what blessing is a human life to be able to behold of this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone you think can benefit, and if you like, subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected. All my love to you.